September 16th, 1994. A quiet primary school in rural Zimbabwe. Hundreds of children playing outside during morning break. No teachers nearby and no adults watching. And then, according to dozens of students, something descended from the sky. What happened next would become one of the most compelling UFO cases ever recorded. Because this wasn't one witness, or two. It was more than 60 children, many of whom told nearly identical stories. Stories they would later continue telling decades later. This is the Ariel School UFO Incident. The Ariel School was located near Ruwa, Zimbabwe, a private school attended by children from many different backgrounds. On the morning of September 16th, classes were proceeding normally. At around 10 a.m, the students were sent outside for a break. Most teachers remained inside attending a staff meeting. For about roughly 15 minutes, the children were largely unsupervised. To the students, it seemed like an ordinary day, but later, many would remember every detail. The weather, the sounds, even where they had been standing, because within moments, something unusual would appear near the edge of the school grounds. Several students noticed flashes of light beyond the playground. At first, they assumed it was an aircraft, but the object, it didn't move like a plane. According to witnesses, one or more metallic objects appeared above the nearby bushland. Some described them as discs, others remembered a silver craft. The details varied, but the central story remained remarkably consistent. Something had landed near the school. Many students became curious. Some moved closer to the fence line, others watched from a distance. Then, things became even stranger. According to many witnesses, the object descended near a patch of scrubland beyond the playground. Several students reported seeing dust rise from the ground. Then, they noticed figures, small figures, dark in appearance, standing right beside the craft. Many children described them as being approximately 4 feet tall. Others said they moved in unusual ways, nearly like they were gliding. The students, they all watched in confusion. Some were fascinated, others terrified. And while the description differed slightly, a surprising number of witnesses focused on one particular detail: the eyes. Large, dark, and unlike anything they had ever seen before. As the children watched, several claimed one of the beings approached closer. Not directly, but close enough to be clearly visible. Many students later described feeling an overwhelming sense of fear. Others felt strangely calm. Then came the detail that would make the case famous around the world. Several children reported receiving messages, not spoken aloud, but somehow communicated directly into their minds. Years later, many of those students would repeat the same claim. They felt they were being shown images of environmental destruction, pollution, forests disappearing, the earth being harmed by technology. Whether this was imagination, a misunderstanding, or something else entirely remains unknown. But all of these accounts continue to fascinate researchers to this day. Eventually, the objects disappeared. Some students claimed they rose back into the sky. Others remembered them vanishing behind the trees. As soon as the break ended, the children rushed back toward the school, excited, frightened, talking over one another. Many immediately began telling classmates and adults what they had witnessed. At first, some adults dismissed the story. Children often imagine things. Rumours spread quickly. But there was one problem. Too many students were telling the same story. News of the event spread rapidly. Soon, journalists and investigators arrived. Many children were interviewed individually. Many were asked to draw what they had seen. The drawings were striking. Despite being created separately, they shared remarkable similarities. Disc-shaped craft, small humanoid figures, large eyes, and a landing near the bushland. Investigators noted that many children appeared sincere. Rather than seeking attention, several seemed genuinely disturbed by the experience. One researcher, in particular, became deeply interested in the case. Psychiatrist John E. Mack. Mack spent hours interviewing the students. His conclusion was simple. The children believed what they were saying. Many UFO stories fade over time. Witnesses change their accounts, and memories become distorted. But the Ariel School case took an unusual turn. Years later, numerous students were tracked down and interviewed again as adults. Many told the same story. Some admitted they had questioned their own memories. Others remained convinced something extraordinary occurred. What makes the case so compelling isn't necessarily what was seen. It's the fact that so many witnesses remain consistent for decades. No real explanation has ever emerged. No physical evidence was recovered. No photographs were taken, and yet the event refuses to disappear. Now, ask yourself, could dozens of children have shared a misunderstanding? Could rumours have spread through the playground in real time? Was it a rare psychological event? Or did something genuinely unexplained occur outside Ariel School that morning? The answer remains elusive. What is certain is that the incident became one of the most documented mass UFO sightings in history. More than 30 years later, it remains one of the most intriguing mysteries ever reported by eyewitnesses. Now, with all that said, maybe they were mistaken. Maybe they influenced one another. But maybe, for a brief moment, they saw something that science still cannot explain. Whatever happened near Ariel School, one thing is undeniable. The children never forgot it, and neither did the world. If you enjoyed this case file from Classified Cases, subscribe for more real mysteries, UFO encounters, disappearances, and unexplained events from around the world. Because sometimes the strangest stories are the ones that actually happened.